Come, let us practice Tantric Chanting to help us meditate like a Jedi. This chanting is going to be much easier if you join me on the Tube app. If you're already on the Tube app, if you see me in the center of your screen, and you see the images on my screen, you're in the right place. Cowabunga. As the tip of our left index finger supports the great knuckle of our right index finger, palms up in our lap, let us practice energy work or bliss and letting go in such a manner that it feels as if the force itself is giving us a kiss upon the top of our head. To do this, we require neither blind faith nor the exhausting visualizations. All we need is to recite the following 6 syllables. Lama come to pay crown. 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 Let's practice the first set of awareness and letting go, that is meditating like a Jedi, the 7th and 8th folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. As we feel air enter our nostrils, silently and mentally we could recite the verb feel. As we feel air exit our nostrils, we could silently and mentally recite the verb rest. Let us exercise the courage to notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly whatever comes up, be it external or internal, physical or mental, pleasurable or painful, interesting or boring, glorious or grotesque. Let us practice the holocron of impermanence and interdependence, the first fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. Now this is going to have many similes and metaphors. Rather than indulge our controlling tendencies with please chant with me. Rather than indulge our controlling tendencies with our follies of active visualization, emotion, magic, and belief, we could just recite these wise words in harmony with our breathing and allow our subconscious to do the heavy lifting. Let us therefore sidestep the rigidity that confuses metaphors or statements literal, and instead relax into the flexibility that savors the chance explaining metaphors or similes. Let us bring our experience of the circumstantial into the path of the wisdom of letting go. All circumstances are lots in their fears, as appearing yet non-graspable as a Buddha's, real or imagined paradise, per land or vati of light. Let us divide the, let's see. Quick here. So, quick edit, please bear with me. Let us divide the silent and mental recitation of the 7-syllable synopsis between our inhalation and our exhalation. Lots like vati, quite empty. Remember, we experience emptiness simply by relaxing in harmony with our exhalation, as we have already evolved to do. All we're doing is cooperating with our sympathetic nervous system. This will be much easier. If you're on the clock app, you may wish to join me on the Tube app so you can have visual aids. If you see a visual aid, you're in the right place. There is no need for fear of missing out. These thoughts could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this body or form. Lots, fears melt into form. All bodies are forms in their fears. Yes, I should probably explain this. We're now going to bring our experience of the physical into the path of the wisdom of letting go together. All bodies are forms in their fears, as sensual yet as non-graspable as a devi or yidams, real or imagined body of light. Quick edits. Forms like Yadam, quite empty. These forms could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light. So this chanting is much easier if you're able to make use of the visual aids that will appear on your screen when you join me on the Tube app. That could laughingly, so let's take it from the top. These forms could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could telephony absorb into this communication or speech. Forms, fears melt into speech. Oh, now we bring our experience of the interpersonal into the path of the wisdom of letting go together. All interpersonal communication or speech and its fears, as resounding and ungraspable as a real or imagined, horizontal mantra rosary of light. Speech like mantra, quite empty. This speech should be as impermanent and interdependent as if it could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could laughingly absorb into this mind. Speech fears melt into mind. Fourthly, and finally, for this collection of exercises, we're going to bring our experience of the mental into the path of the wisdom of letting go. All lucid perceiving, emoting, intending, thinking, recalling and imagining minds and their fears. As lucid yet not graspable as a real or imagined, one syllable seed or bija mantra of light. Minds like bija, quite empty. And remember, we experience emptiness simply by relaxing in harmony with our exhalation, in harmony with our sympathetic nervous system. These minds could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could not laughingly absorb into our vast empty void, like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which although could look tantalizing to the eye, could feel not graspable to the hand. Whoopsie. Mind spheres melt into void. Let's practice the second set of the awareness and letting go, and that is meditating like a Jedi. The seventh and eighth folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. As we feel air enter our nostrils, silently and mentally we could recite the verb watch. So we feel air exit our nostrils, silently and mentally we could recite the verb rest. There is nothing to force here. For our sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems are already wired to watch, to vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly watch whatever comes up, be it a sight, a sound, a sensation, a flavor, a scent, an emotion, an intention, a thought, a memory, or an imagining. There's no need to force letting go. For every time we exhale, our parasympathetic nervous system is already wired to physically relax to such a degree that that which we noticed during our previous inhalation could fleetingly feel less stressful, less permanent, less defining, and even less solid. At least fleetingly, at least momentarily, until the next inhalation, when the cycle begins afresh. And so our job is not to make things go away. Our job is to make peace with the present moment, be it glorious or grotesque. If you're on the clock app, you'll probably have a better time with if you use the visual aids and the screenshot found over on the Tube app. If you see me looking straight at you right now, you're in the place you need to be. There's no need for FOMO. Let us count our first set of 16 inhalations by touching the tip of our left thumb to the first set of creases upon our left ring finger. Having used our right hand to count 16 inhalations, On our left hand, we now advance our left thumb, because now we're going to begin our second set in a similar manner. As the tip of our left middle finger supports the great knuckle at the base of our right middle finger, palms up in our lap, let us practice bliss and letting go. One moment. Page 46. Let us practice the energy work of bliss and letting go in such a manner that it could feel like the Force itself is giving us a hug. We do this not through blind faith, nor through visualization, but simply through recitation of the following 6 syllables. Lama blend with this mind. If you're watching on the clock app, the recitations and recitations could seem quite overwhelming. I therefore recommend that you join me on the Tube app so that you can both see my silly face as well as see the text simultaneously. Here we go. Lama blend with this mind. Lama blend with this mind. Lama blend with this mind. Let's practice the 3rd set of the awareness and letting go that is meditating like a Jedi, the 7th and 8th folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. As we feel our lungs swell with air, we can silently and mentally recite the verb feel. As we feel our chest subtly sink, as gently we exhale, we can silently and mentally recite the verb rest. So since this is our 3rd exercise of awareness and letting go, we can make sure everything's coordinated over here. We can rest the tip of our left thumb upon the first set of creases of our left ring finger. 3rd finger, 3rd set. Works out pretty well, isn't it? It works out pretty well. So right now we're going to count our first set of 16 inhalations. The set is counted on our left hand. The inhalations are counted on our right. Having completed our first set of 16 inhalations, on our left hand we now advance the thumb to the 2nd set of creases on its ring finger. Yes, this could seem a trifle overwhelming. Any new skill does, but if practiced once every 12 hours or so, within a week or 2, it could feel like old hat. Let's practice the holocron of love and letting go, which covers the 2nd through 5th folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. We'll begin by chanting an explanation of this 10-syllable mantra. Om, I invoke the love that Tade spiritually liberates, and to Tade physically rescues as well as Ture blesses. So may all beings master this dynamism. So we do not wish to get lost in the trap of literalism and supplication. We're simply invoking the dynamic love latent within each being. We are wishing, this is just a wishing prayer in a different language, that all beings everywhere master kindness, spontaneous and uncontrived. Let us begin by bringing our experience of the mental into the path of love, the 2nd fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. May all minds of all beings now be as joyfully enlightened as the mind of a real or imagined Buddha symbolized by a bija, one syllable seed mantra tamotikle drop. So as we breathe in, so this mantra meditation, when done ideally, is the union of love and letting go. As we breathe in, we silently and mentally recite the 6-syllable loving wish for all minds, wisdom, joy. As we exhale, we physically relax as best we can, while striving to chant the 10-syllable mantra 4 times per breath for a total of 4 breaths. This is your first rodeo. Be sure to give yourself permission to have a learning curve. Om Tane Du Da De Du De Suwa, 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 Om Tane Du Da De Du De Suwa. Om Tane Du Da De Du De Suwa, 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 Om Tane Du Da De Du De Suwa. As we breathe in, let us silently and mentally recite the verb love. And as we exhale, let us silently and mentally recite the verb rest. Now let us bring our experience of the interpersonal into the path of love, the 3rd fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. May all relationships, communication, all speech of all beings now be as peacefully loving as a real or imagined Buddhist speech or communication symbolized by this horizontal 10-syllable mantra. Let us play with the 6-syllable synopsis of that which we just chanted. For all speech, peaceful love. As we breathe in, we silently and mentally recite the loving wish for all speech, peaceful love. As we exhale, we physically relax as best we can into the recitation of the 10-syllable mantra. Om Tare-du-da-de-du-de-su-wa, 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 Om Tare-du-da-de-du-de-su-wa. Om Tare-du-da-de-du-de-su-wa, 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 Om Tare-du-da-de-du-de-su-wa. As we breathe in, let us silently and mentally recite the verb bless. As we exhale, let us silently and mentally recite the verb rest. Let us bring our experience of the physical into the path of love, the fourth fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. May all bodies or forms of all beings know and show the beautiful health depicted in Buddhist statuary of the blissful body of a Devi or Yidam and type of enlightenment such as Green Tara. For all forms, pretty health. As we breathe in, for all forms, pretty health, let us then physically relax as best we can while chanting the 10-syllable mantra. Om Tare-du-da-de-du-de-su-wa, 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 Om Tare-du-da-de-du-de-su-wa. As we breathe in, let us silently and mentally recite the verb love. As we exhale, let us silently and mentally recite the verb rest. Fourthly and finally, this is our final mantra meditation for this session, so let's make the most of it. We're going to bring our experience of the circumstantial into the path of love, the fifth fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. May all circumstances or lots of all beings now have the safety, great fortune, or boon. As a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, pure land of Avanti. For all lots, safety, luck. For all lots, safety, luck is what we silently and mentally recite as we inhale. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha is what we chant as we physically relax during our exhalation. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. As we breathe in, let us silently and mentally recite the verb love. As we exhale, let us silently and mentally recite the verb rest. Let us practice this session's fourth and final set of the awareness and letting go that is meditating like a Jedi. The seventh and eighth folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path that generate the effortless effort of the sixth fold. As we feel our chest swell with air, let us silently and mentally recite the verb watch. As we feel our chest subtly sink, as gently we exhale, let us silently and mentally recite the verb rest. Thusly, let us exercise the courage to vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, fleetingly notice whatever comes up. Be it external or internal, physical or mental, pleasurable or painful, interesting or boring, glorious or grotesque. Since this is our fourth set, let us begin counting on the lowest set of creases of our left index finger. But count what? Count sets of 16 inhalations, which we do on our right hand. After this, we're going to perform a final chant, and if you're on the clock app, it might be more fun if you join me on the tube app so you can read along with me. If you already see stuff on the screen, various and sundry diagrams, then you're in the right place. Having completed our first set of 16 inhalations, we can now advance the tip of our left thumb up to the second set of creases of its left index finger. Together, let us chant the wishes for the preservation of the Buddha's teachings. May each meditation teacher truly understand the Buddha's teachings, and practice master as well as share them generously, lovingly, and wisely in the manner of centered spontaneity. May each meditation teacher spontaneously receive generous patrons, enthusiastic students, as well as devoted apprentices. And thus may many Dharma centers be successfully planted, nurtured, and flourish. In our compassion may we long to free all beings from the toxic tyranny of ever hating, craving, and clinging, metaphorically known as the three mental poisons. In our pragmatism, may our liberation of all others be fueled by the three wish-fulfilling jewels of following the Buddha's example, applying his instructions, and cooperating with his students. Having sat for the better part of an hour, we might find it refreshing to conversationally recite the 8-syllable synopsis of that which we just chanted. May we free all through thee, three jewels. While performing deep knee bends, this of course is optional. So if you're sensitive to motion sickness, brace yourself. I'm going to swing the computer around. Okay, here we go. Let's set our heels at about shoulder width. Let's begin with the weight on the balls of our feet, ass to the grass, and then up on our tippy toes. May we free all through thee, three jewels. Let me shift away to our heels and do half splits. May we free all through thee, three jewels. Now full heel squats. May we free all through thee, three jewels. Woof. Okay. Whoops, let's try that again. You have taken your first step into a much larger world. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 3 hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's second lesson in meditation. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.